detail the various steps and procedures used to create individual effects. Think of this tape as a private lesson in my studio, and I've reserved this front row seat just for you. To start off with, I suggest you get a tall glass of iced tea or whatever. Sit back and view the tape in its entirety before you begin painting. This way you will have a preconceived idea in your mind of how the painting progresses and how individual effects are achieved. If any procedure is unclear to you, you may run the tape back and see again how an effect was made. Pay particular attention to the way the tools are loaded to achieve certain effects. A great deal of the magic occurs right here on the palette. Take your time, work at your own pace. Speed will come with practice. This is the project we will be painting today. I think you will find this painting fun as well as an excellent learning experience. I strongly suggest that you use this painting only as a guide and add your own ideas to it. We each see nature through different eyes, and your painting should reflect your visions, your personality. Devote some time to practice and become familiar with each piece of equipment, and very soon you too will experience the joy of painting. Before we get started, let's put a complete supply list on the screen, listing all the materials you need to paint this fantastic scene with me. Then I'll be right back. All right, today we have a canvas that's black, as you can see. Now, I've completely covered the canvas with black gesso. Now, black gesso is an acrylic base that's designed to cover the canvas and to make it good, dark, black. Black gesso is designed for oil paint to stick to. It's a super product, and all you do is cover the entire canvas and then allow it to totally and completely dry. This is done, I painted this canvas last night, so it's totally dry. On top of them, we're going to add some thick color. And today I'm going to start with Midnight Black and Prussian Blue on the 2-inch brush. Just load some paint into the bristles, give it a good tap, and let's go right up here. In order to save a little time, I've already covered most of this canvas because it takes a little while to do it. No use wasting all of our time just covering the canvas. So the only part I've got left is this little center area here. Scrub it firmly, and cover the entire canvas. It's mostly black, the tiniest little bit of blue. I've added the Prussian Blue just so the overall color has a least little hint of blue. But this painting is basically gray. Now, when you paint it at home, you may want to add more blue or less blue. It's strictly up to you. All right. After you get it on, use long horizontal and vertical strokes to assure that you have a nice, even distribution of color all the way across the canvas. There we go. And we're in business and ready to do a fantastic little painting. Now, this color that you've applied on top of the black gesso, don't allow that to dry before you start. We want this color to remain wet. Okay, let's wash your brush. We wash our brushes with odorless thinner. There's a screen in the bottom of this bucket that we scrub the brush against. That allows the solid material to settle to the bottom, and it keeps your thinner relatively clean. Okay, we shake off the excess and just beat the devil out of it. That's the fun part of this whole technique, is just beating the brushes. I get letters from people say they have no desire to paint. They just bought a brush so they can beat it and take out their frustrations. Now, in this painting, we're going to have a little moon in the sky. If we had a moon in the sky, there would be a light area coming from that. So to achieve that effect, I'm going to start with a 1-inch brush and titanium white, and just load some color into the brush, like so. No big deal. Okay? Now, you have to make your first decision. Where does your moon live? If it's right in this area, then you want that to be the lightest area in the sky. So start right up there, making little tiny crisscross strokes. Little crisscross strokes. And begin blending outward, always outward. The farther away from the moon you are, the darker it's going to be. And you're picking up the color that's on the canvas, and this effect will happen automatically. Automatically. You don't have to work at it. You don't have to worry about it. It'll happen automatically. See there? Okay, now then, you can make this as bright or as dull as you want it. You have to make the big decision. But each and every time that you go back into color, clean and dry your brush. You need a clean, dry brush. Reload it. Go back to the light area. If this is your light area, go back to that light area and begin working outward. Once again, you can do this as many or as few times as you desire to achieve a desired lightness. Okay. Now, color stands out on a black canvas. Oh, it just literally jumps out at you. It's unreal. Okay, I'll wash the brush. And as I say, you could do this as many times as you want to get the sky as light as you want it. Now with a 2-inch brush, all we're going to do, still using little crisscross strokes, is blend the sky. Just want to blend this color together a little bit. Not a whole bunch. We don't want to kill all those little actions that just sort of happen automatically by doing the little crisscross strokes. Now, brush strokes are very important in a black canvas. Very lightly go over the canvas and remove the brush strokes. And the son of a gun just appears. And maybe we'll put a little more light. Let me just put a little more light right in this area. See, you can just keep adding till you get it however you want it. And very lightly blend that. All right. Okay. Now clean the brush one more time. This painting will give you a lot of practice cleaning the brush. There we are. Now then, we want a moon up here. Today we'll finger paint. So I just use the forefinger here. And let's go right up here, decide where your moon's going to live, and just lay it in. Just like so. Now you could use a brush if you don't want to get paint on your finger, no problem. 1-inch brush, fan brush, just spin it. But that's the easiest way. Now, with our big brush, very lightly, very lightly, very lightly, I just want to blend that a touch. Just to take out the fingerprint. There. Okay. Now maybe today in this sky we'll have some clouds. So I'll take the old fan brush. I'm going to mix up a touch of the blue and a lot of the black. Proportionately much more black than blue. Just mix up some color. Okay, let me clean off my knife. And I just wipe the knife on a paper towel. Okay, fan brush. Go right in here, load some color into it. Just load some color. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, maybe there's a happy little cloud that lives up here in the sky. Maybe it comes right across the bottom of your moon here. Son of a gun, there you went. And just sort of scrub these in. Just wherever you think they should live. Maybe there's one. This is his friend. He lives right down here. And he floats around. He's a little bigger, maybe. Big, strong cloud. Shoot, maybe, tell you what, let's come right up here. Maybe there's another old cloud. Lives right there. Wherever you want him. You know, you can, a little bigger, you can just spin them in there. There, see? You can make any size cloud that you want in your world. There we go. Maybe a little one that just sneaks off the canvas here. And, tell you what, maybe over in here, maybe there's another one. He lives right in there. Okay. Just let them play around the sky and have fun. All right. Wash our fan brush. Just give it a good scrub. Don't get to beat it so much. It's not as much fun. Now then, go right into titanium white. Just add a little of that to the brush. See? Just titanium white. Give it a little push. And that'll load paint right on the end of the bristles. See? Give it a little push. Okay? Now then, let's add some highlights up here. Usually, all you have to do is just touch. The paint will probably come right off. If it doesn't, you can rub it a little and get a little paint off. Now don't worry that it will we're gonna work with it some more. We're not finished yet. See there? Just get some color on these clouds. That's all we're trying to do right now. Just to get color on there. Now these, the lights coming from the moon, they're highlighted on the top. But over here, now the lights coming from here, these, be careful, these little rascals will sneak up on you. These are highlighted on the bottom. Put little things in there to create different levels. Like so. Just like so. There's one. This one here, don't want him left out. And up here. Now, this one's quite a distance away. Not a whole bunch of color. Don't keep this painting quite dark. There we go. Now you know when you buy your first tube of paint, you get an artist license. That artist license says you can do anything that you want to do. So if you want clouds that are real bright, make them bright. If you want dark little clouds, then that's the way they ought to be. Painting is very individual. Very individual. Okay, now then, this is your bravery test. We're going to check you out and see how brave you are. With a clean, dry, 2-inch brush, I want to gently blend this entire sky, but very lightly. Very, very lightly. You can always add more pressure, but start off with just the least little touch. See what that does to your clouds? Just blends everything together. That easy. That easy. It's the sneakiest, easiest way to make little clouds at nighttime I've ever seen. And it works. And you can do it. You can do it. You can do anything. Anything. There we go. And that easy. That easy. We have a beautiful and very effective little sky. Now then, let's take the knife and go back into that same color. It's mostly black with just a touch of blue, but mostly black. Pull it out very flat, cut across, get that tiny little roll of paint. Lives right out there on the end of the knife. Right out on the very end. Now this knife has a straight edge. It's very easy to load. Okay, let's go right up here. And maybe there's a ridge of mountains that live here. Just some happy little mountains. Now these are far, far away. Push very hard. Get strong and tough. You just try to push that paint right through the fabric. Right through the fabric. Just really push it into the fabric. You can probably see how much the canvas is bending and pushing so hard. There we go. Okay, now we take a 2-inch brush and we want to grab it and pull. This has wet paint on it, so you can move this color. Grab it and pull. Like so. There we go. All right. Now then, let's have some fun. Let's add a little touch of highlight to that mountain, but a very, very small amount. Tiniest little bit. Pull the paint out as flat as you can get it, and then the least little roll of paint. I can't tell you what a small amount. Pull it out flat. Tiniest little amount. Just tiny little amount. Okay, let's go up here. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. Touch. And just let it glide right down that mountain. Touch. Touch. I just want to put the indication of a little highlight far away. Touch. Touch. One's too bright. You just keep working with it. Dark color will eat it up, and it'll go away. There. See? Pull straight down. A little bit to the angle a little in that direction. Let's take some blue and black and a little white. I'll make a darker color. Darker color. And same tiny little roll of paint out there. Small little roll of paint. Good. Now then, come in here and begin adding some shadows. This is darker. Much, much darker. and forth. See there? There we go. And all in here. See, just take, and this is a good place to use the small knife, that little knife, to get right in here and do some of these little things that are hard to reach. If you have problems with the size of the big knife, then take the little knife. Boy, just that little rascal is just designed to sneak right in there. Maybe this comes down here and there's a little bump that lives there. You can just create all kinds of effects. Put all kinds of big valleys and hills and See, here's something that's fun. Maybe you want to just bring this right on around. Maybe like so. A little bit of color. Doesn't take much. See? You can just sort of bring that together and make a deep recessed area in there. That's where the eagle lives. He hides up there. He's safe in there. Nobody bothers him. Nobody bothers him there. There we go. Okay. Now then, we want to make that look very soft and far away. So we'll take the 2-inch brush and very lightly, I'm going to just tap. I'm just going to tap. Very lightly. I don't want to destroy. I want to diffuse. Now very lightly, lift it upward, upward, upward. See, and that softens it, pushes everything back. You can continue to do this till it absolutely disappears on you if you want to. So, but you can soften it to any degree of brightness or darkness that you want in your world. Isn't that easy? You got a nice little ridge of mountains. Tell you what, let's put some big mountains in here. Same color. This will give you a lot of nice practice with a knife and making fantastic mountains. Same color. Black with the least little touch of blue. Cut across, and we have our roll of paint again. That little roll of paint. Practice always loading your knife with that. Okay? You get in the habit of that, it'll make your life a lot easier. Maybe this big old mountain lives way up here in the sky. He lives up here in the clouds. I've been accused of living in the clouds myself. Okay, maybe there's a peak here. Wherever. Just sort of decide where you think it should be and drop them in. Maybe. Let's put several here. That'll give you some nice practice. And nothing pays bigger dividends in painting than practice. Absolutely nothing. There. And one of the things that you'll find very soon, how to paint becomes easy. What to paint becomes a son of a gun. And for that, I suggest we have numerous instructional books that go along with the television series, and each book gives you 13 projects, individual projects with complete written instructions and hundreds of how-to photographs that'll lead you step by step through each project. But if you're ever looking for ideas, that's one of the best ways to find a lot of ideas. Okay, now I'm just taking a 2-inch brush and we'll pull this color down. The other thing, maybe you want to take classes. I'm getting old and feeble. I don't do a lot of teaching myself anymore. But we have a staff, a nationally certified staff of instructors that we sponsor, and we send them to art shops or to organizations all over the country. All over the country. If you'd like some information about them, drop me a line. I'll be glad to send it to you. We guarantee each and every one of these teachers. There. Now, come back up here with the camera a minute. See right up in here where you pull with this brush. See, you can see brush strokes. See those brush strokes? It's a super way of laying out all your highlights and shadows without being committed. You can just make all kinds of effects. See? I think those will show up. But use that. Use it to your advantage. And especially on these black canvases. It's a super nice way to lay out your whole mountain range without being committed. You can still change it. Okay, now then, let's put some snow on these mountains. Let's brighten them up. titanium white, least little touch of the black and blue in it. Pull it out very flat again, always flat. Cut across, a little roll of paint. Okay, let's go up there. Now then, start here. Take the point of the knife, put it right at the point of this little peak, and begin painting some highlights. Just let it flow. No pressure. No pressure. And you want the paint to break. By break, I mean have these holes in it. See? No pressure at all. Very delicate touch. Probably the biggest problem people run into doing this is they're applying too much pressure. Or the second thing is they're trying to use a thin, soupy paint. You really need a dry, firm paint. This breaking occurs because the paint grabs the canvas and holds on. When you're holding this knife, hold it right on the metal furrow, right there, with thumb and forefinger. These fingers, all they do is they guide. See, this handle's tapered. It's shaped to fit the hand. All you do with these fingers is guide. Thumb and forefinger. And that'll keep your pressure very delicate and very light. There. See, let's begin. No pressure. No pressure. Just begin laying in all these beautiful little things. See how color just comes alive on these black canvases? They are so fantastic. They may be one of my favorite things in painting. I love black canvases. Absolutely love them. There we go. In the series, we painted, I don't know how many. Gosh, there's hundreds of shows in the Joy of Painting series now. But we've painted a lot of black canvases. You know, if you haven't seen all the shows in your area, give your PBS station a call, or wherever you're seeing the Joy of Painting. Give them a call. Tell them you'd like to see them all. We donate those. They're free. They can have all of them you want. Give you a lot of painting ideas, though. Okay, now then, let's make some shadows here. I'll take, for that, white, blue, black, same old color, about like so. Okay, cut across once again. Now you get tired of hearing that, a little roll of paint. Now then, maybe I'll start right here. Maybe this rascal does put a little shadow right in there. See, shadows go in opposite direction. Highlights go this way, shadows this way. Maybe we can bring this one right on through. See? You make the decision, wherever you want it to live. Wherever. And you can come back here, see here, and you could bring this round. Shoot, look at that, look at that, look at that. See what you can do? You can do anything on this canvas. Anything. Okay, back to our shadow colors. And like right here, see? If you put a little shadow there, all of a sudden that projects right up. Look. A lot of power you have in your hands. A lot of power. Can move mountains, can change mountains. You can do anything on this canvas. There we go. See? Put a little shadow there, back in there. Here's one. These little peaks need individual shadows. Individual shadows. So comes right on down. Here's another peak. Put a shadow there. Shoot, wherever you want them. Maybe this comes down, moves around. Wherever. This style of painting is probably the freest form of art I've ever been exposed to. I love this because I don't use patterns. I sort of let it happen. It just let it flow right out of your imagination. You build a vision in your mind, a dream, and you put it on canvas before it escapes. There.